son. Where'd you find this?
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
A few moments later.
You are now listening to Podcast 42, the world's most popular, inaccurate, and sometimes squirreled retelling of pop culture history.
Why was your microphone turned off?
Because we were done. We were done. You said we were done with the live show, so I turned it off.
I know, but we got another show to record.
And then I would turn it back on when we started.
And I would record this other show, but somebody just left the room.
Well, I always turn off my mic when I'm
I
done.
can't believe she left the room.
I can't believe she left the room either.
I can't believe it. Because
On that note,
it's Podcast 42!
who are you?
JL Trost.
I'm Christopher DeVos.
And I'm Faraz. Hey!
I'm Nicole. I left the room.
Oh, we got
There were no other beers.
We
and
got
decided-
JL's beer cooler right here in
Yeah, I
front
got
of
the
us.
beer
We didn't want to
right
bring
here.
the
Look.
politically
Look.
controversial
Beer wench,
beer.
pass the beers out, please.
Okay.
All right, let's open up that beer cooler.
JL beer cooler, it's cooler than you think. JL beer cooler, it's cool enough to drink. It's cool enough to drink, yeah.
What is this? It looks
This
exciting.
Is from the Star Trek Mirror Universe. Terrans Unite, India Pale Lager.
What
a
is
sci-fi
the mirror universe?
I have no idea, but I
Oh.
got it because it was a Star Trek inspired beer, and the past two we've had have been really good.
Yes, those have been really good beers.
And this one's
Also-
an IPA, Chris. I wonder how
No,
you're
it's an
gonna like it.
IPL.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
An
right.
IPL.
Yes, it's not an ale, it's a lager.
Look at that insignia with the sword and that globe.
Oh, I like it.
I give the label a 6.
That
Yeah.
was the other reason I got it, because the labels are always awesome.
Is that the Klingon label?
No,
Like
I
their
think
insignia?
the Star Trek beer that I actually picked out that one week, I think the label was kind of weak on that one. it
Oh,
was
yeah,
weird.
the Next Generation one, the Captain's one, or whatever.
Yeah, it has some
Captain's
weird
Holiday.
thing on it.
Yeah, Captain's Holiday. That one was not the best.
Like you wouldn't even know it was a Star Trek beer unless it said Star Trek on it.
Correct.
Unless
it had
you're
like
a-
a little tiki god type thing on it.
Yeah, I guess that was from the episode. I guess that was named after an episode. That beer was named after an episode, and that tiki was in the episode. So I think you really had to be a super Trekkie to get the whole thing.
Are you just because you're coming
Yes.
in late to the conversation because you left the room as we started recording?
No, it has nothing to do with me coming in late to the conversation. It's just I have nothing to contribute, so I'm just going to agree.
I love that label. For empire, for people, for glory.
Nice. Well, you'll get the rating at the end of the episode because right now we're going to talk what?
Backstreet's back. All right.
Also related to Star Trek.
Backstreet Boys are related to Star Trek? How so?
I don't know. We're drinking Star Trek 2 Backstreet Boys. Both are very popular in the 90s.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the only correlation.
That's the end.
I thought maybe
That's all I've
Backstreet
got.
guest appearance on Star Trek or something, but no.
Yes, on Deep Space Nine.
Or they
or
sang a
Voyager.
song about
And
Star
Sync
Trek.
appeared in
Did they really?
the Star Wars prequels.
No, they got cut, I thought.
They
I
were
thought
in the
that was
Battle
only-
of Geonosis.
I thought it was only
Where?
like Joey and Lance.
Where?
Yeah, two of them. The Battle of Geonosis. They're the two Jedi that threw new lightsabers to Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Stop it.
Stop.
No.
No.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it.
I will look it up.
All right, you look it up.
We will.
Should we do a quiz or something?
So, well, before we do the quiz, I said, my wife who doesn't listen to the show, I said, wife,
Listen to the show.
JL picked Backstreet Boys this week. Bet you're going to listen to that one. And she goes, no, I'm an NSYNC fan.
Yes.
And I said,
You can like both.
that's what I said. You said you can't listen to both. And she said, no, you can't listen to both. You either had to be a fangirl for NSYNC or you had to be a fangirl for Backstreet. And the two couldn't cross. Now, you could secretly listen. If you were NSYNC, you could secretly listen to Backstreet Boys, but you couldn't admit that you listened
I think
to
she's
Backstreet
right.
Boys. Probably. She's the wife. She's always right.
Doesn't she do a narration for this show?
No.
I just
She
when
doesn't
I've
listen
heard
to
her
it.
voice.
Yeah,
before.
she does the end thing. She does a Cremo plug at the end. But that doesn't mean she listens to it every week. She recorded that and it's looped in at the end. She doesn't have
Yeah.
to listen to the show.
Cremo sang happy birthday to her just so she would do it.
Did he?
Yeah. He always sings happy birthday when it's your birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
It's part of being in the Cremo fan club.
I want to be in the Cremo fan club.
Did you get your Cremo happy birthday remix on your birthday?
No, I want one.
Ooh. You need to join the Cremo fan club.
I'm joining the Cremo fan club.
What is this now?
But right now,
okay,
get out
sorry.
your pens and papers because it's pop quiz time.
Pop quiz.
This pop quiz is called Backstreet's Back. Oh, wait. No, they're not. Oh, wait. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Yes, they are. Now with Moy Boy Band. NKOTB. Or Backstreet should have made a promotional deal with rear view mirrors.
Some of these sound like titles to that game, You Don't Know Jack.
Could be. I could work for You Don't Know Jack. If you don't get the last joke, think larger than life.
Isn't your brother's name Jack?
And every answer will be more than that.
This is 5 general knowledge facts on Backstreet Boys in order of the easiest to the hardest. To test your knowledge, score 1 point for each correct answer. Question 1. What was the boys' first single ever? The very first Backstreet Boys single ever released. What was the name of it? That is incorrect. You're supposed to write these down, not say them out loud. It was actually their third released single.
That was actually on the Millennium album.
When they went grunge.
Question number 2. What is their greatest hit CD entitled? The name of their greatest hit CD.
Ugh.
Oh, JL, you have puzzled looks on both of these. You're disappointing me.
You know.
You'll kick yourself when you hear the answers.
Um,
Was actually Backstreet's second greatest hits.
That was actually the greatest hit off the Crash Test Dummies album.
I do like me some Crash Test Dummies.
Oh, I have too much beer now.
Crash Test Dummies have a great first album, debut album, before they got popular with some of that weird stuff. Yeah, that's the weird stuff. They have a song called Superman Never Made Any Money. Go seek it out. It's really good. Question number 3. In which video from the Backstreet Boys was Brian's heart surgery shown? Brian had heart surgery, and in the video they reenacted it. What was the song?
Why would they reenact it? That sounds very grim.
Because that was a big deal. That was a big deal for the band. He could have died, and then they would have been 4 instead of 5.
Which happened at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, so you want the song title, the video title?
The video, the song.
I'm taking a wild guess here. Just putting 2 words together.
Okay, try. I'll give you a hint. Try putting 7 words together.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah, 7 words. Put 7 words together.
I can't do that. I don't even know. That's a lot.
7 words. Holy.
7 words. They're all different words.
Oh my gosh.
None of the words are the same of the 7.
So it's not la la la.
No. All right, moving on. Question number 4. When is the official Backstreet Boys Day in Orlando?
Bless you. I don't know. Pass.
No passing. You have to have an answer. The official Backstreet Boys Day in Orlando. What day is it? Question number 5. Hardest of all the hard questions. In the thank yous from the album Millennium, Nick had written a code 5483 5433 86843 3855 378367 843 3888 73477 722 723. What does that code mean?
It's all their phone numbers.
Do you want me to repeat the code? 5483 5433. Big long code. It's in the thank yous on the album Millennium. What does that big long code mean if you translate that code out?
The number of records they sold.
Could be. They sold a hell of a lot more records than I thought they did after doing research. All right, pencils down. Question 1. What was the boys' first single ever, Nicole?
Quit playing games with my heart.
Wait, no. Isn't that NSYNC?
Yes.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
Nope.
No, it's Backstreet. You're right.
Guess I know I'm right.
Faraz?
We've got it going on.
JL?
All I have to give.
Faraz, you got it right.
Yes.
What?
I think you can see my phone. Question number 2. What is their greatest hit CD entitled, JL?
The singles, Greatest Hits Volume 1.
That's a good guess. Nicole?
I just said Backstreet's back.
Faraz?
I dittoed Nicole.
What?
I Want My
dittoed
Hits That
Nicole.
Way was actually the
Backstreet's
name of the
back.
album.
You think their greatest hits... You think their greatest hits album was called I Diddled Nicole? That's sick.
Hi,
I don't
Nicole's
need to know
mom.
why you came here early today, all right?
It's called Chapter 1. Chapter
one.
That's
1.
right.
I said you'll kick yourself.
Yep.
Oh, you know the only reason Faraz knows that was the first single was because he wrote the script. poking that hole in that
Was it
theory.
in the script? Okay.
Oh, is it on here?
Probably.
Sometimes,
But he wrote it, so he
I haven't
probably
made it to the
remembers it.
second page yet.
Sometimes they're in there. He didn't write all of it, by the way.
I know he doesn't write all of it. But he
guys.
might have written that part.
I moved and wrote some script. I sort of moved. I didn't really move. All right, question number 3. In which video...
They're celebrating Canada Day outside Chris's window
I actually
now.
thought it was a tap on the window. I got scared. In which video from the Backstreet Boys was Brian's heart surgery shown? It's the name of the song or the name of the video. It's the same thing. For us, 7 words.
I don't have 7 words.
I told you it was 7 words.
I put... Wait, is it called 7 words?
No.
Yes.
There's 7 words in the title of the song.
My guess is 7 words.
Close. Nicole?
No idea.
JL?
Show me the meaning of being lonely.
That's it.
Oh.
Did the hint help?
Yes, because my guess before that was Drowning off of the same album,
Oh.
but still.
That's 7 words, though.
Wow.
Not 7 words. As soon as you said 7 words, I went, I know that one.
Good job. Good job. When is the official Backstreet Boys Day in Orlando, Nicole? You should know this. You're a fangirl.
I wasn't in sync, girl.
Oh, boy.
So your wife explained you can't be both.
You could secretly
had
be both,
3
but you couldn't
albums.
publicly be
So
both.
you know.
I know, but
They had 3 albums.
Contracted for 4.
Yeah, and then Lou, what was his name?
he's
Perlman.
in jail. We don't
Yeah.
talk about him.
Give me a date, though.
September 1st.
JL,
May 18th.
Faraz.
420.
Good guess.
Good guess.
October 7th is officially Backstreet Boys Day
2
in
days
Orlando.
after my birthday, I know what I'm doing.
Why? Why is that?
I don't know.
Damn it,
I think the
Chris.
mayor did it for them. I think it was Buddy Dyer did it for them. And then the last one of the thank yous from the album Millennium. Nick had written a big, gigantic, long code in numbers. What was that code translated to, Faraz?
I have phone numbers.
Nicole?
We will be back.
JL?
Aaron Carter's drug dealer's phone number.
Aaron Carter's drug dealer's phone number is correct.
No way.
No, it's not. It's
Oh.
live life to the fullest, for the future is scarce.
Interesting. That's deep.
That might translate
Especially coming from Nick Carter. Both the same.
So let's get into the heart of this thing. It's JL's topic. You lead us off.
You gonna do the part? Because you know it should come after I say a word, right?
Huh?
You'll pick up on it. Heartthrob.
Yeah.
Pop sensation.
Yeah.
Seductive.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Alluring.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Dreamy. All of these describe how fans of the 90s boy band, the Backstreet Boys, saw the iconic band. Named after Backstreet Flea Market in Orlando, the group was composed of A.J. McClain, Brian Luttrell, Howie Duro, Kevin Richardson, and Nick Carter.
Now, that may or may not be true because I saw several things about how they got their name. That's the most popular theory, but there's a couple other ones too.
What are the other ones?
A restaurant and the manager named them. I think was a couple of them, but there's several.
The trio of A.J. Howie and Nick Carter, the former two from Florida and Carter from New York, originally met during casting calls for places like Disney World and Universal Studios and decided to form their own a cappella group. Brian and Kevin, cousins from Kentucky, used to sing together in their church choir. Eventually, in 1990, Kevin moved to Orlando, where he became a cast member for the Walt Disney World. There, through another cast member, he met the trio of AJ, Howie, and Nick. The three invited Kevin to join their group and their pursuit of a musical career.
I believe he played Mickey Mouse.
No, he's too tall.
Oh, okay.
Shortly after.
How do you know that?
I'm just
Why are we
guessing.
going in reverse tonight?
I don't know, because Chris did it, not me.
We're not going in reverse. We're going to order how you sit.
What does that mean?
It usually goes that way, like the way we introduce ourselves.
Not the
So
way if I end up dividing the script.
that's
always,
why I said, because
Wait,
I didn't
hold
do
on.
it tonight.
So we've always had a pattern of how we did the script.
Oh, you didn't know?
I do. So if Nicole picked the topic, it would start with Nicole, then goes me,
No.
you, then JL.
Nuh-uh.
And if you did this, if you picked the script, it would be Faraz, JL, Nicole, me.
No,
That's how I do it.
And then when I do it in the order we introduce ourselves. So I'm going
But we don't always do it the same way every week.
counterclockwise.
What?
We always introduce ourselves in the same order.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Faraz always goes last. I'm third. She's second. You're first.
I never knew that. I never paid attention.
You don't pay
You
attention.
don't listen to the show.
I
don't
always try to
listen.
finish last.
Shortly after, in 1992, now notorious record producer Lou Pearlman released an ad in the Orlando Sentinel newspaper for group auditions in the hopes of organizing a band of local male vocalists.
We should do a show on Lou Pearlman because he's a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
he
make me
is.
upset.
That would be a fun show just to drag him through the mud.
AJ, 14 years old at the time, was the first of the 5 to answer the audition call, and the first to impress Pearlman. After seeing hundreds of auditions, Pearlman approved of AJ's 2 friends, Howie, 19, and Nick, only 12, along with Sam Licata and Charles Edwards. Before the group started taking off, however, both Sam and Charles quit. The latter would also go on to quit NSYNC just before that boy band took off.
Wait a
Boy,
minute.
those guys must be...
Man, that guy must hate himself.
Oh my god!
2 of them.
No, I think Charles hates himself a little more
Why wouldn't Sam hate himself?
because Sam wasn't in sync.
Yeah.
Charles was...
I think
Quit
Charles
right
was called
before.
like the unluckiest guy in show business or something
Yeah, I
like that.
see it.
Yeah.
He quit both right before.
That sucks.
Why?
As luck would have it, Kevin auditioned to fill the vacancy and was immediately accepted, having already become familiar with the other 3 members. Still in need of a 5th, Kevin reached out to his cousin, Brian, in Kentucky,
That didn't sound gay at all.
insisting that he contact Pearlman. Brian auditioned over a phone call and came down to Florida immediately to join Pearlman's group on April 20th, 1993. Hey, it could have been he
It could have
reads
been.
the script.
It could have been. See?
No, there you go.
Which would become the official anniversary of the Backstreet Boys. Do you see this? He's cheating.
The official anniversary of the Backstreet Boys is 420.
But it's not Backstreet Boys Day.
No.
No, it's not.
You have to talk to the mayor of Orlando if you want it changed.
I mean, I will gladly celebrate them on April 20th every year.
Okay. You knock yourself out.
I will.
Come May 8th, the newly formed boy band had their debut performance at SeaWorld Orlando. And then a whale ate half the band. There used to be 10 members. Now there's only 5.
They were like Menudo.
They were the original 5 guys.
Oh, that was bad.
That's funny.
Throughout the summer, they continued to perform throughout Florida at venues including shopping malls, restaurants, and charity galas. Shortly after a change in management, the group spent the fall season performing at schools throughout the United States, including Brian's former school, Tate's Creek High. Most of these performances lasted only 15 minutes or so, but each helped the group polish their act while simultaneously generating excitement among teenagers and hopefully attract a record deal. In 1994, after negotiations fell through with Mercury Records because John Mellencamp threatened to leave the label as they got into the boy band business, apparently due to the fact that he wanted no one to touch his little pink houses, the group performed...
What does that mean? Like doll houses?
Yes, like doll houses.
Exactly like
John
doll
Cougar,
houses.
you've never listened to John Cougar Mellencamp? He is like a folk rock singer, but
He's
he
like the
only sings about dolls.
Oh.
He's like the Midwestern Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he's very niche-y. He sings about Barbies and doll houses and
He
Barbie
wrote the
cars.
original version of Barbie Girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Sure.
not
But it was
for
too-
everybody, but
It was too folksy, so that's why Aqua did it in a more pop
yeah,
way.
yeah. You should look him up. You probably like him.
Sure.
The group performed at a Cleveland high school. Fortunately for them, Jeff Fenster and David Resner of Zomba Jive Records were listening and decided to make an offer. They accepted and signed their first record deal.
That following summer, they flew to Sweden, where they began work on their first album.
Yeah, first album, yeah.
The single,
That was their first single, but it didn't go very far.
the real single, "We've Got It Going On,"
See?
was,
Go on.
It's right in
was
front of me
released
now with the
that fall. Originally heard over radio in Europe, and then debuting in North America via the radio station Mix 96.
Isn't that Via?
It is via.
It is via.
Can you say both ways?
No.
Are you sure it's like a tomato?
No,
No.
it's Via.
Who says tomato, though?
Canadians.
British people.
I say via.
No, it's
and we
Via.
say it's via.
I'm going to say via.
Via sounds like a phone
Henceforth, I will
company,
be saying via.
and you'll be saying it wrong.
Via the radio station
Via.
Mix 96 out of Montreal, Canada,
No, it's Canada.
which just
I thought that was a
celebrated
character in Street
its
Fighter.
Canada Day.
Now, when this episode's released, it'll be like 6 months from Canada Day.
If they ever find it.
We'll find it. We'll find it.
Apparently, when we do musical episodes, the scripts disappear, or the episodes do.
I'm mad.
Oh,
Keep going. Whatever happened, go. Keep going.
That song became just a modest success in the group's home continent. Though the single peaked at meager, though suggestive, 69 on the U.S.
Oh my
chart.
God.
Well, we know where Faraz wrote.
Yeah.
It enthusiastically mounted the top 5 in Germany.
Enthusiastically mounted. Let's just... I can't.
Do you believe in mounting?
Do you believe in magic?
I'm sure you do.
Switzerland, Austria, France,
I can't quit you.
and, of course, the Netherlands.
Wait a second. Too soon.
What?
What do you mean too soon?
What just
Too
happened?
soon for Heath Ledger.
Too soon is, what, 5-6 years?
When did The Dark Knight come out?
It's been about 10 years.
2008. Yeah, I think it was 8.
It's been
Yeah.
10 years.
Okay, 10 years? And it's too soon?
Too soon.
To quote a movie that he was in?
Yeah. It's
I
so
can quote
sad.
Knight's Tale if you'd rather.
What would you quote from The Knight's Tale?
I don't know.
I thought Knight's Tale was very underappreciated.
I don't remember much except for there's rock and roll
Batman Begins was
music.
2005, I think.
Yes.
Yes. On a roll.
All right, Backstreet Boys.
They enthusiastically mounted.
Where was I?
Success in Europe.
Success in Europe. Success in Europe prompted the
Hope he knows
group to
I'm
journey
researching
across
right
the
now as he says
continent.
this, too.
Success in Europe prompted the group to journey across the continent for a summer tour, having now shifted their promotion strategy almost exclusively to European audiences.
That's because European audiences say via.
They finished recording their first album, Backstreet Boys,
Wait a minute, that's their name.
Self-titled.
in April of 1996.
That made more sense.
Which was released internationally that May. Neither Canada nor the U.S. were graced with that album, however, until October.
I think we should start a band and name our first album self-titled. But just that's the name of the album, self-titled.
Yes.
But the name of our band will be something completely different.
You know,
Could our first single be No Title?
Yes, that's what I was
Yeah,
just going to
perfect.
say. We were listening to a song, and it said on the little screen, it had the band's name, and then below it said no title. He's like, oh, this song doesn't have a title. That's so weird. And I was like, maybe the title is No Title.
Could be.
Who knows? Who knows?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm used to following Nicole. Their popularity in Europe continued to surge. I'll Never Break Your Heart reached a gold status in Germany for selling 250,000 copies, and the Backstreet Boys were voted the #1 international group of 96.
Although that's not hard in Germany because they also like David Hasselhoff.
Who's phenomenal.
I never heard him sing.
He was Knight
yeah.
Rider.
Well, yeah, he was a Knight Rider. I've seen that, and I've seen him eat a hamburger drunkenly. That's about it. And he was in SpongeBob.
I have a great idea for a show with him, and one day I'm going to pitch it. It's going to be phenomenal.
All right, well, don't pitch it over the air. Somebody will steal it.
That's right. They also earned their first platinum record in Germany in that same year for selling 500,000 copies of their debut album. Way to go, Nicole. Shortly thereafter, they began touring Asia and Canada.
Canada.
Which just celebrated It's Canada Day.
No, it's Canada Day. Canada Day was yesterday.
Like 3 months ago.
Subsequently, they became one of the most successful debut artists in the world, collecting awards such as Best Newcomers in Germany's Viva Comet Awards in 1996.
I love the Viva Comet Awards.
Viva Comet Awards!
It's like happy cleaning.
Yeah. The group began working on their second album, Backstreet's Back,
All right.
in 1996. Obviously a busy year for all of them. They also recorded the song If You Stay for the Booty Call soundtrack in the same year, because that came out in 1996. And speaking of underappreciated movies, Booty Call is one of them.
I don't even know if I know Booty Call.
Oh, you would, like you've never had one. Which was released in February 1907, the last time Chris had a booty call. Backstreet's Back was released internationally, excluding the U.S., because they didn't need it until the fall of 1997.
Actually, last time I had a booty call was 1993. Get it right.
Sorry. Soul Asylum was huge then.
I love Soul Asylum.
They are a very good
Runaway train, never going back.
After dominating European charts, the Backstreet Boys finally returned their sights to the U.S., which they had left fertile and untouched.
Oh, yeah.
Their self-titled U.S. debut album comprised of songs from their 1996 international debut album and Backstreet's Back.
All right.
Was released in the U.S. on August 12th of 1997. It reached a glorious peak at number 4 on the U.S. album chart and eventually sold 14 million copies.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the second international release, Backstreet's Back,
All right.
peaked much, much higher in Germany, Norway, Switzerland, Finland, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Austria, sitting firmly atop the number 1 sweet spot across Europe.
Sweet spot.
Where it sold well over 5 million copies.
Oh, yeah.
Though 1996 was clearly a very, very busy year, 1998 would prove to be the group's most successful year. However, their bank accounts did not reflect that success. It was suspected that the now nefarious Lou Pearlman was not being forthright in handling the group's finances. They also found out that Pearlman was managing their biggest competition, NSYNC.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my gosh.
What?
The scandal.
Oh, okay. I thought you had something to
No.
add pertinent to the
mind.
conversation.
I'm going to crack open a cold one while this gets juicy.
We don't go too much into Perlman. That's why we should do a separate show.
Yeah,
on
because
him.
Ron Perlman was definitely the better brother.
Ron Perlman?
Yeah,
From
Hellboy.
Oh, Ron Perlman.
Are they really related?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
his brother.
shit.
For some reason, I was thinking of guy from Firefly.
Oh,
Nathan Fillion?
Jane, the one who plays Jane.
No, the one
Not
who played the
Nathan.
preacher.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't his name Perlman?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Perlman quickly
Quickly
went
went.
from father figure to deadbeat dad. The Backstreet Boys were undoubtedly betrayed, caught up in a dramatic tragedy that threatened to dash their wistful dreams.
Who says wistful?
I don't know.
Canadians.
Despite the hurt, the pain, and the soul-cutting deceit,
Yeah, I wonder who wrote this.
the group forced themselves to continue their heavy tour schedule while simultaneously striking Perlman and his company, Transcontinental, with a lawsuit. Perlman and his company took about $10 million in revenue, while the band received a sad, meager figure around $300,000. That is crazy.
BS.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
And now he's in jail, so you don't have to
Because
worry
of
about
things like this.
it. Yeah. Didn't he die in jail?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
What?
so.
He's dead?
I think he's
Huh?
dead.
He's dead?
I believe he died in jail.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
To make matters
dun.
worse, Brian got the news that he had to undergo open heart surgery
This is a
immediately,
shitty time.
or
I
he
remember
would
that.
die.
I remember that. Just
Yeah?
because I had open heart surgery. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, he's just like me.
But you're an NSYNC fan.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
give a
but
shit.
I followed Backstreet
You probably hoped
Boys.
he died.
Holy
No,
crap.
I had the Backstreet Boy albums too. I just was
You're not
more
allowed to
into
say
the
it.
Oh,
NSYNC
yeah,
music.
she had them, but she was...
Dude, he cheated on
secretly
every
listening.
boy band. He also
Yeah.
had LFO,
And
O-Town,
98 Degrees?
Yeah.
Jordan Knight, Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone that was related to Orlando, I believe.
Is he
I'm
dead?
surprised he wasn't like doing bad stuff with all these boys. He was managing
no, there
all
were
these boy
allegations.
bands.
There were allegations.
There you go.
Okay. I thought he was just into money. Did you find out if he's dead?
He is dead. He died
He
in
did.
Miami back in 2016 from cardiac arrest.
He did. Oh yeah, I remember hearing about it. I think.
So back
Suffered
to
from cardiac defect.
300,000.
Brian, his
Oh.
was having open heart surgery. He had suffered from a cardiac defect since he was a child and had previously rescheduled this surgery before in order to keep up with the band's tour schedule. Brian's condition was nothing short of grave. However, 8 weeks after the life-or-death surgery, he was back on stage performing live once again. Despite his willpower and dedication to performing for fans, Brian wasn't fully recovered and often had to run backstage to waiting oxygen tanks to help him stay afloat. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But even more challenges were to come.
Dun, dun,
Find
dun.
out next week on...
No, we're not
okay.
done yet. We're
All
still
right,
going.
Let's
There's
keep
a
going.
lot of stuff going on. It's like a soap opera now.
It is. How he lost his sister to lupus.
No, that is not your part to read.
He wanted to read about lupus.
Oh,
It's
I'm
never
sorry.
lupus, except in this case where it is lupus.
I did steal a
Ask
part.
House.
Howie
Lost his sister to lupus. The tragedy forcing the group to take a respite
from
performing.
I was wondering too. I was going to say respite, but I wasn't sure how you were going to say it. So I couldn't do it. They were burnt out, exhausted, road weary, and the gig simply wasn't fun anymore.
Aww.
Shortly after, in October of 1998, the group received the keys to the city from the mayor of Orlando in honor of the tornado relief concert the group headlined that March, which raised over $250,000, almost as much as they made.
All our questions are going to be answered from the quiz with this next sentence.
The day was also declared Backstreet Boys Day.
No.
Oh, that makes sense now.
No,
Now we know
but
why.
there's no date there. It just says October of 1998. There's no specific date.
It says October 5th.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Where
the
does it
dates
say
in
that?
like the original drafts.
It does not say October 5th.
Oh my
It doesn't
God.
matter that it doesn't say it in the script. It was in the pop quiz.
Well,
We
you
know it's
said-
true.
You said our questions are going to be answered in this next sentence, but there is no specific date. So how am I
It
supposed
narrows
to know
it down
which
to
date?
31 days.
It's October. That's it's okay.
They regrouped with new management, a new album, and with a newfound enthusiasm.
Yay!
Brian and Kevin took the helm
October
at
7th.
Brian and Kevin took the helm at songwriting and producing.
Do you like our studio audience effect sounds that we do after every sentence now?
Their third studio album, Millennium, like the Falcon, produced the worldwide hit single I Want It That Way.
I want it that way. Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Why are you staring at me when you sing at me,
'Cause
Chris?
it's
You
Tell
fun.
me why.
I never want to hear you say.
Come on, unison.
I want it that way.
I told
What
you all I
good
didn't listen to
harmonies
Backstreet
we
Boys. I
have.
don't-
All right, keep going for us.
Faraz was supposed to be the bass.
He doesn't know the song. He only knows Nickelback.
I can't believe this. 3 falsettos and Nickelback.
I Want It That Way topped the single charts in over 25 countries.
Tell me why.
Hey, can we do a Nickelback episode and lose that one?
No.
Oh, that would have made me so happy.
The same day the album was launched,
I got a tear of joy right
the
now.
Backstreet Boys made a heavily publicized appearance on MTV's Total Request Live.
You mean TRL?
TRL.
Total Request Live.
Yeah,
TRL.
Yeah, Total Request Live.
Canadian.
Total Request Live.
That's what TRL stands for.
We know. We couldn't.
I don't understand.
It's fine. Because you know what? Millennium climbed the Billboard charts, easily climaxing
Oh my
at the
God.
number 1 spot. Oh,
The
that
right-
sweet,
that's where I
sweet
wanted to
number
climax.
1 spot. So juicy and sought after. Thriving, pulsating to get there.
That's not what my script
When
says.
I finally got there, I managed to sell over 1 million copies in my first week. Exhausted. 4 singles were released. I Want It That Way.
Tell
the
me
most-
why.
The most well-known. Larger Than Life.
That makes you larger than life.
Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. And The One.
I don't know the one.
Because I'll be the one.
I'll be
I do know the one.
one.
I know
I'll
it.
be
I know it.
the
Yeah,
know
to
it.
hold you.
I know it. Unfortunately, I know it.
Wasn't that a Jet Li movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Which that actually was written for.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I know. Jet Li
Maybe
and the
that's a
Backstreet
fishbowl
Boys.
fact.
Larger Than Life. Millennium became the best-selling album of 1999, outselling Prince's 1999 that same year. It stayed on the Billboard chart for 93 weeks, selling over 12 million copies and being certified 13 times platinum.
Wow.
Yep. In 1999, the Backstreet Boys embarked on the Into the Millennium Tour, which comprised 115 sold-out shows. The next leg, which was sponsored by Sears, sold out on August 14th, the same day. The very same day tickets went on sale. One concert at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta was the 5th most attended concert in U.S. history and the most attended pop concert.
Turn the page.
That's the Bob Seger
Turn the
episode.
page. Here I go.
Yep. The entire group contributed to writing songs for their next album, Black and Blue.
That's the way I like my burgers.
Derail.
They began recording July 1st, 2000 in Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah. One song that was completed during the recording sessions, It's True, was Yes, it's true. That's really the name of the song.
How does that one go? Do I know that one? Is
No.
it famous?
We don't know
not
that
at
one.
all.
They don't know
Okay.
that one.
Not at all. It was not famous.
Okay.
Was released on August 28th that year in a compilation album sold exclusively at Burger King restaurants titled For the Fans. I can't believe this. I remember that.
Do you?
I do.
I remember the Ninja Turtles album that was sold at Pizza Hut back in the early 90s.
I remember that too. Do you remember the concert?
Yes.
That was a phenomenal concert.
What was it called?
It doesn't matter. You know what was the best part of that
Out
concert?
of Our Shells.
Yes. Do you know what was the best part of that concert, though? Donatello played a guitar.
Yes, he did.
Millennium was the last album that I bought of the Backstreet Boys.
Anytime you could play a guitar.
A turtle playing a guitar is pretty
That's
impressive.
right. Go on, Nicole. Sorry. Guitar. Over.
To promote the album's release, they traveled around the world, visiting Stockholm, Tokyo, Sydney, Cape Town, Rio de Janeiro, and New York City.
Faraz, don't you love the way she rolls her tongue?
A DVD of the short tour, as well as a board game, were released in 2001 titled Around the World.
Which is actually a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Wait, they had a board game?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Did you all play it?
Yeah.
It was like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but with the Backstreet Boys.
It's the best board game ever made.
Well, but clearly they've been in a lot of places.
The album sold over
Been around the world, ay, 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 ay.
5 million copies in its first week of sales, making them the first artist since the Beatles to achieve back-to-back million-plus first-week sales. 3 singles were released from the Black and Blue album: Shape of My Heart, The Call, and More Than That.
That explains why you like the Backstreet Boys, JL, because you like John Lennon. It's all coming full circle.
That's right.
On January 28, 2001, the Backstreet Boys performed the American National Anthem at Super Bowl 35 in Tampa, Florida. The group then started the Black and Blue Tour, which featured shows in 5 continents, but was suddenly put on hold in July. AJ had entered rehab, trying to battle alcoholism and depression after Kevin organized an intervention for him at a Boston hotel. The tour resumed in August and finished in November.
Shortly after, the group faced a harrowing loss with the tragic 9/11 terrorist attacks against the U.S. On the night of September 10th, the band had completed a sold-out show in Boston, Massachusetts, and the following morning, Brian's wife,
Leanne.
Leanne.
is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Leanne.
There's a
Leanne.
lot of
Leanne.
letters in that name.
It's a southern way of spelling it. Leanne.
Okay. Brian's wife, Leanne, with all those letters, had planned on catching a flight back to Los Angeles aboard American Airlines Flight 11, along with set carpenter Daniel Lee, who was returning home to Los Angeles to see his own wife, who was about to give birth to their second child. This is going to get sad.
Yeah. I don't like
Fortunately,
talking about
Leanne
this.
canceled her flight after deciding to spend more time with her husband that same night. Lee, however, was among 92 people killed when the hijacked plane crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The next day, during a concert on the next leg of the tour in Toronto, Brian gave a brief speech on Lee and led the audience in a brief moment of silence for Lee and all the victims of the attacks. That's not good.
I guess all this is your part.
Huh? No, it's your part.
No, it doesn't.
No, Faraz, you're next.
How do you have that? I don't have anything. Mine just keeps going on with Chris.
Here.
Oh, let's laugh after that somber note. That makes sense. Oh, here we are. In June of 2006, Kevin parted ways from the Backstreet Boys in pursuit of other interests. Both Kevin and the rest of the group issued a statement on their official site stating that he departed amicably and and the door was always open for him to return. Following Kevin's departure, the group considered changing their name to Backstreet, but ultimately decided against it.
Yeah, don't change your name. That's stupid.
They
They're
also
still boys. It's not like they turn into girls.
or men, Backstreet Men.
No,
That sounds creepy.
That doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, that's just creepy. And
Yeah, even though they are all men now.
They also turned down an offer to star in a reality show to find a new member and musicians who had expressed interest in replacing Kevin, such as former NSYNC members Lance Bass and Joey Fatone.
Those guys get around.
They would not go over to the Backstreet Boys after
I think
being
Joey
in
Fatone
NSYNC.
would.
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
had to do something other than like introduce, Steve Harvey for the Family Feud.
Or
Yeah,
sell
he
hot
opened-
dogs.
Yeah, he opened a hot dog stand.
I
And
thought the
it
hot
closed.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah,
We went
it's
over
gone.
this.
It's gone.
We went over this. It
I
was
thought they
gone.
just moved it.
No, it's gone.
Did you go to the first when it was there? Jail?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I think that's his second one, though. There's still the first one somewhere, but I'm not
Well, the one in
positive.
the mall is definitely gone. I will
Yes, that's
look
gone.
up to see where it is.
All right,
Go
no-
on.
Backstreet. Back to Backstreet.
The Backstreet Boys, however, had no plans to replace Kevin.
Irreplaceable.
Come May of 2011, the group announced that they had left their longtime label, Jive Records. Why are you staring? What's going on?
I had
Chris?
to burp. I burped out a mic.
It's on iDrive.
Okay, I would go.
The
Okay.
hot dog place.
Yeah.
I know where. It's open till midnight. I can go after the show.
There you go.
Yay!
You're hungry.
Should we all go get a hot dog?
They
We
have
could.
they have a sampler one. It's called the Boy Bander. 5 mini signature hot dogs: the Reuben, the 2 New York, the Hot Dog, the Cuban Pete, and Gone Hollywood.
We could all take a bite out of each one.
In May of
You want
2011,
to each bite these hot dogs?
Yeah, we'll all bite the hot dogs together at the same time. And then we'll rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 boy bands.
that doesn't make sense.
What? That makes sense?
No, it doesn't.
Why? Because
How are you rating hot dogs?
there's 16 hot dogs
I feel like in a hot
package.
dog sitting, you could eat 2 hot dogs per sitting. So you would rate them 1 out of 2, no?
I could eat 3
Huh. How big are the hot dogs?
regular size hot dogs.
They're fat ones.
They can vary in sizes and shapes.
Yeah, you could have foot-long hot dogs. Nicole and I know about that.
Regular size hot dogs. Not foot longs, not half a long, not double long, not double wide. It's a regular hot
Are they
dog.
stuffed with anything?
A hot dog bun-sized hot dog.
What are they topped with?
Mustard.
Only mustard?
Ew.
Only mustard.
I would go with a rating of a 2-point scale.
So it's
2.
either good or bad.
That's right.
But there's 16 hot dogs to a package.
No, we're going to a restaurant. You're not going to get 16 hot dogs for this order. You might get 2 hot dogs, like a taco place. You get maybe 2 tacos.
All right, moving on.
Oh, jeez. Every time.
What do you mean every time?
In May of
What do you
2011.
mean every time?
What do you
What,
mean?
hold on. What?
What do you mean
Can
every
I'm
time?
trying to talk about the Backstreet Boys
right.
and their tour
Go
with the
ahead.
new kids on the block.
Go ahead.
KOTB.
Come May.
KOTB SB.
Oh my God.
Come May of 2011,
Damn it.
every time.
In May of 2011, the Backstreet Boys embarked on a joint tour with the new kids on the block as NKOTBSB.
No, you said it wrong.
NKOTB
NKOTB SE.
SB.
Yeah.
SB. Yeah. BSB.
Okay. You forgot a B the first
I
time.
didn't-
Every time.
Prior to the
Every
tour.
time.
Yeah.
Is it prior or is it prior?
Reader's choice.
Prior to the tour, they released a compilation album of their biggest hits, also titled "God Damn It."
NKOTB
They did not title it God Damn It. It would never sell at Walmart.
Also titled "Encot," which included
NKOTBSB.
which included a mashup and 2 new songs.
Whoa.
Yeah. The tour lasted until June of 2012, comprising 80 shows in North America, Europe, Australia, and Asia.
Whoa.
Then in July of 2011, during a show at the Los Angeles Staples Center, really?
That's the name of it.
Yep. All right. Then, in July of 2011, during a show at the Los Angeles Staples Center, Kevin rejoined the group on stage.
Yay!
There's a typo on the page that says Los Angeles Staples Center, Staples Center.
Which just really made me laugh when I first read it.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna be wondering why you stopped at the name Staples Center and started cackling.
Cackle, cackle.
As he had announced before on air with Ryan Seacrest in
Does
October
on air
20
have an abbreviation? Is it OA?
No, he's always on air. Ryan Seacrest always has a camera on him
Yes,
at all time. That's why he's in everything.
hardest working man in show business.
Kevin hosted a beach party, part of the group's second annual cruise in the Bahamas on December 3rd.
Which cruise line do they use?
Norwegian.
Sweden.
Celebrity.
Norwegian. 2011, where he once again performed with them. On Seacrest's radio show, he also stated that he would love to perform with the group again on a more regular basis.
want to perform with them again.
That's right.
Yeah.
The statement, along with his appearance at the cruise event, prompted speculations that he might officially return to the Backstreet Boys, but both he and the group remain quiet on the matter.
That's
Why
like
are
how
you
I
hitting me
rejoined
with
this group.
I lost my phone.
Very similar.
Yes,
Yes.
We all stayed quiet.
And it was on a cruise.
We even moved locations in hopes that you wouldn't find us, but you still found us.
Yep, they found.
You moved across the street from me.
Yeah, well, we didn't think you were that smart.
Then, during a show in London in the spring of 2012, the Backstreet Boys announced that Kevin had officially returned.
Yay! Confetti, confetti.
A few days later, both AJ and Brian revealed on separate occasions that Kevin had actually been back since 2010, before the start of the NKOTB-SB tour.
How do you say that for us? Pronounce that.
Nicketsbus.
Quit trying to say Nickelback.
Oh.
Damn Canadians.
Nickobs.
He had been invited to join the tour, but ultimately decided not to. They supported his decision and kept his return a secret until the tour was over.
Despacito.
Never.
By 2014, the Backstreet Boys were still battling former manager Lou Pearlman in court, demanding $3,451,456.04 plus $87,728.58 in legal fees.
I don't remember this being in the script. Did you put that 04 in there?
No, I did not.
Okay.
What? That I just read it so effortlessly?
No.
It's the Jew in me. I can read the money numbers really
that's why
fast.
it went straight down to the penny.
Nicole wrote this paragraph.
They eventually received a settlement amounting to $99,000 in cash, dozens of audio tape reels and CDs, studio mastered audio tapes, sealed posters, cassettes, and a VHS tape.
Yay, we got the sealed posters back.
The
I can't wait
VHS
for
tape.
VHS to make it come. Or the cassette.
The material included unreleased mixes and demos, along
the
with their
remix to
other
Ignition.
original recordings. Excuse me. In the spring of 2016, AJ, Howie, and Nick released a TV film for Sci-Fi Network titled Dead 7,
It actually wasn't bad.
which was written by Nick and followed a group of gunslingers during a zombie apocalypse. The film's theme song, in the end, was performed by the trio.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, it's what I'm thinking when I read that song title.
Was performed by the trio alongside NSYNC's Joey Fatone and Chris
Man, he just-
Kirkpatrick.
Who were also in the movie.
He just puts himself everywhere.
Yes.
Joey wanted to be in Backstreet Boys, apparently, really
Because
bad.
Joey Fatone's awesome. He don't care.
No.
Jeff Timmons of 98 Degrees.
Who was also in the movie.
And O-Town's Eric Michael Estrada.
It's like
Who is it?
everyone that Lou Pearlman wronged.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that a brother or son of Eric Estrada?
Yes.
Brother?
Son.
Son. Okay.
Now, more than 20 years after their initial 1993 debut, the Backstreet Boys continued to perform and produce albums. Having sold over 100 million records worldwide, they are undeniably the best-selling and most successful boy band in history.
Even over Menudo, even over O-Town, even over making the band wherever they are.
Yes. So, last year, I was very fortunate. I have made a couple of connections in the media world, and I was able to go to a kind of music weekend getaway in Miami, and I got to see the Backstreet Boys perform, which was very cool because even though I was an NSYNC fan, I was on Team NSYNC. It was still very exciting. It was very exciting to see the Backstreet Boys perform, and I actually...
Yeah, but are the other NSYNCers going to kick you out?
No,
You're admitting this over open internet
it's
air.
over now.
Okay.
It's not the same as it was.
The war is done.
The war is over. You still have your side, but you're not going to fight people over it.
Okay.
Wait, you all used to fight people over this?
It's like people fighting about Justin Bieber or like Team Bieber or Team Selena. It's
What the
just
hell?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
You
thing?
don't understand it now, but if you're part of it, you
didn't
understand it.
then either.
Anyway.
Every boy band has been the same. It's just a matter of which songs you like.
So when I was at this weekend, I was able to get over
I'm
to...
a directioner.
I was...
That caught me off guard.
I don't know what that means. My oldest daughter was.
Isn't that from Glee, like New Directions?
One Direction.
One Direction.
No,
Go
from
ahead with
Glee.
your
Remember
story.
they had their a
No, I
cappella
never
group in the
watched
first
Glee.
season. The first season of Glee. The teacher had an a cappella group called
I
New
derailed you.
Direction.
Go ahead.
I was friends with some of the media people that were there, so I was over in their tent in kind of the sub area of the entire event that was going on.
They had subs?
No, so there was
From Miami
so-
subs.
Nice.
so it was a resort. It was a big hotel resort.
Okay.
What year
And-
was this?
Last year.
Oh.
She's just telling us about it now.
And there was the big main pool where all of the guests of the event were hanging out. And then there was a separate pool off to the side of the hotel. But I was talking with the media people that I made the connections with, and I was over by their separate side.
I thought you were friends.
And yeah. Anyway, I was over there talking with them. And then all of a sudden, the Backstreet Boys walk up. And they're just sitting there and they're doing an interview for the radio and they're on camera and they just start singing a cappella right there next to me. And then they're all done with their interview and they're getting up to leave. And I'm like, hey, Nick. And he turns around and Nick Carter shook my hand. So I have
Brushed with greatness.
Yes, I have shaken Nick
I feel like
Carter's
we would have
hand.
heard about this before.
I've
know.
always
Never
wondered why
told
that
us anything.
hand is so dirty.
Shut up.
But
She
remember,
never washed
she's
it again.
all about NSYNC.
She's been kicked off Team NSYNC because she touched a Backstreet Boy.
That's right.
You know, all of you. I'm just.
Speaking of
I just
NSYNC,
can't.
let's rate the beer.
Yeah.
Let's see. I might actually.
Speaking of NSYNC,
That's Miley
Well,
Cyrus.
this beer's gone bye.
I have videos of them
And
right
all I'm
here.
going to say is it's going to be a 6 because
It's gonna be
the
a 6.
taste,
That's
the label, smoothness, everything, phenomenal.
I agree. Very smooth, and my biggest complaint's always the aftertaste. Minimum aftertaste. I'm also giving this a 6.
You know what, though? Why do we rate it a 6? Faraz, why do we rate the beers the way we do?
hang on, I was cleaning my palate.
So you could talk about the system.
After much conflict and
There's only one conflicted person.
Only
after
one.
much soul searching on my part,
There's probably been, what,
I've
like
come to
9
just-
regulars on this show, but
At
only
least.
one person's had trouble with this.
I know.
Go ahead.
I've just come to a general apathy for the whole situation.
Okay.
So, robotically, I will go over the rating system.
Oh, yeah. Do it like a robot.
I'll do it.
Do it like a robot in a B movie.
No.
Yeah.
I'll just do it with a whole void of emotion.
No, do it like a robot in a really poor produced
I'm already
B-movie.
doing what you want me to do, Chris. I don't
I know,
need to
you're already
like
void of
increase
emotion
the
whenever you
Can
level
you
to
just
which I
get
obey you.
to the rating?
So even though beer, I feel like many things should be rated on a 5-point scale.
But they come in 6-packs.
As JL noted, these come in a 6-pack. Therefore, we must rate it on drinkability out of 6. How many of these can you drink out of 6? And for some reason, the label factors into that.
It's just easier for them to go along the same scale.
That's just something fun. A little fun thing.
So the label plus the taste have to factor into how many of these
No,
beers you can
they
drink out of.
don't.
Are you
Label's
serious?
completely separate.
I've literally just come to this conclusion. Since
You
you're telling me that I've been wrong about my understanding.
we told
This
you
rating
you were
system
wrong
still makes
before.
no damn sense.
What do you rate the beer?
Can I have a sip?
You haven't been drinking it
Again?
all along?
I will just clean my palate so I can give it a proper review.
While he
and then I was
sips it, I will read what the little blurb says. It says, Terrans unite. What if there was another world, a world that appeared similar to our own, with the same people, the same places, and even the same advancements in technology, but a world in which movies and ethics of its inhabitants were turned upside down? Notes?
the label.
Try.
I have to give a
Hobby.
6.
Okay.
It strikes me as Mass Effect-ish, even though I know it's Star Trek.
And the beer.
That label is just so appealing.
Enough with the label. Let's go.
The beer
what's
itself
beer?
has a delicious hoppiness to it.
Okay.
The mouth feels phenomenal.
Yes.
It's very smooth.
Uh-huh.
The aftertaste it's a faint linger of the hops.
Minimal,
which
yeah.
I'm okay with. And
Yeah.
therefore I could probably drink 4 out of 6 of these.
4? You give it a 4? Oh,
You
boy.
know, in the beginning, when we started doing this in the beginning, I always felt like I derailed JL's efforts because I was not much of a beer drinker. Then over time, I grew, my taste buds grew, and now I'm more appreciative of the beers, and I'm right along with a lot of the general consensus of the group.
I
And
feel
now
he
for
does this to me
Roz,
because of the rating system.
for Roz is now the derailer.
I don't derailing.
Does
I'm-
this because of the rating system. I know
Yeah.
it. It is fine.
He
I'm
said
giving
the
my
beer,
tasting notes.
the beer's magnificent, yet it's a 4.
No, you asked me for my tasting notes. I gave you my tasting
Yes,
notes.
and everything you said would make a casual viewer think that you were going to
Five
say
or six.
6.
5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6, yeah.
You know.
Yes.
No, but I just spent like
You
10
just-
minutes talking about how the rating system is based on drinkability.
Yes. And you went on about how great it was and everything like that, and you just gave it a slightly above
It's how much I could
average
drink
Wait a
out of the
second, wait a
6-pack.
second,
I can't
wait a
drink 6.
second.
We know that I can't drink 6
Wait
out
a
of 6.
second. For argument's sake, if you were to rate it out of a correct 10-point scale, what would you give it?
What the fuck did she just
5.
say?
Explicit rating on this episode. Thank you again. Out of a 5. What's it rated
Hang
out
on,
of what?
I need another
Out of 5.
5 out of 5.
So it's a 6.
It's a 6. All right, Nicole, what's your rating?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay, we'll give Faraz his 5-point scale, and we will adjust accordingly. You
Yes.
can rate it 1 through 5. How's that? Are you happy?
I'm confused,
Just
All right.
elated at the same time.
All right, Nicole.
it's very good. I like it. It's not too malty. It's not too bitter. It has a really nice flavor to it.
That's what she said.
I will give it a 5. I don't know if it's a perfect 6 for me.
That's still pretty high. That's a good score all the way around.
Don't shake your head at me.
We were almost
We all
to a
have
perfect
different
6.
opinions.
All right, time for fishbowl facts. This is
Fishbowl facts.
where we pick a couple.
From a fishbowl.
This actual fishbowl. It's got some short facts about the Backstreet Boys in them. We're gonna pick them and read them one by one.
Right. Giggity, giggity, goop.
We don't break the fishbowl of the microphones.
Nope, I don't want to do either of those things. Here we go.
All right, JL, you start us off.
Did you know that if you watch Edward Scissorhands carefully, you might just spot Nick Carter? He is one of the kids playing on the slip and slide in the street.
No way.
Fishbowl facts.
Marvel creator Stan Lee made the Backstreet Boys into comic book stars. He created a comic called The Backstreet Project, and only one issue was ever printed. Wow, I feel like I was wasted on having this one because one of you guys would have appreciated it a lot
Yeah, I would
more.
have appreciated that a lot more than you.
This one isn't wasted on me, however.
Well, that's good.
The band members regularly hung out at manager Lou Pearlman's home playing video games and basketball. There, the Backstreet Boys would regularly watch porn together.
Oh, how exciting.
In fact,
What was their favorite type of porn to
in
watch?
fact, Howie had apparently never seen two women kiss each other until the boys found one of Pearlman's porno movies.
Wow, he was missing out.
Fishbowl facts!
Fishbowl.
Wow, that's a hard one to follow.
That's what she said.
How have you not opened your Guinness yet?
You know, I think that I might save it for next week.
What, sitting here?
What's your fishbowl fact?
God, stop glaring at me, Chris. The Backstreet Boys were the cleanest band in pop music until AJ entered rehab. It's because of Kevin's intervention. When the guys filmed the Call music video, AJ attended the set visibly high, which is the reason why he wears sunglasses in the video.
He always wore sunglasses.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
tell you a
true.
story about the call that changed my destiny.
So this is a fake fact?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, just like Bono
Wait a
wears
second.
his
Why was
because of an eye
NSYNC not the
condition.
cleanest? I'd never heard any scandals about the NSYNC members.
Oh, really?
Neither have I.
What do you
Joey
mean,
Fatone
really?
was in every boy band out there. What
No,
are you
but-
talking about?
How does that
Exactly.
a scandal?
No, but like they're saying that they were the cleanest, as in drug or alcohol kind of stuff. But I never heard anything about NSYNC
It's
members.
because of Justin and Brittany.
Oh, maybe that's true, yeah.
When you show up wearing matching denim, you're forever tarnished.
Yeah, I suppose.
Lou Pearlman,
Yeah.
the douchebag band's manager,
Yeah.
who was later jailed for 25 years for illegal Ponzi schemes, made a ton of cash from the teenage boys,
Yeah.
who would play stadiums and arenas for $100 or less, and was just enough to cover their living costs.
Oh, fishbowl facts. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes. In 1992, A.J. McLean lived in the same building as Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, and Ryan Gosling. In fact, he used to shoot hoops with Ryan on the basketball court, and one day during a game, he asked him to join his new band, which turned out to be the Backstreet Boys. What was Ryan's response? He simply nodded. That sounds about right for Ryan Gosling. He just seems like a very chill dude. He's like, cool, bro.
Ryan Gosling made music too.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
was
a band.
in. He
but I
was in
can't
La
think of
La
the
Land.
name.
30 Seconds to Mars.
No,
La La Land.
but he's got his own band.
Yeah, La La Land.
It'll come to
band.
me after we stop recording. Howie D was originally the lead singer of the group. how he put together the iconic boy band, fully expecting to sing lead, but ended up not singing lead.
Weed?
Lead.
Weed. That's
Lead.
what I heard.
Speaking of Howie D, he went to the same college as NSYNC member Chris Kirkpatrick. They both
The most
attended
underappreciated member of NSYNC.
They both attended Valencia College in Orlando,
Soul Patch.
and they sung together in Valencia's choir.
He was in Fairly Odd Parents. Chris Kirkpatrick.
Never watched it.
My shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that
Steel
twinkle
Panther,
just like
the
stars in
80s
space.
hair metal knockoff band, did a phenomenal cover of I Want It That Way and should be listened by everyone because it is the greatest cover of a boy band ever by a hair metal band.
So weird.
That's a matter of opinion.
The
There
hell
was-
is a hair metal band?
There was 8 fishbowl facts, but suddenly a 9th one appeared out of nowhere.
What
And you
happened?
did a good job with having a paper in front of you.
Did it not look very official?
It looked like you were reading. All right, what's in the emails?
If anybody would like to email us, you can email us at podcast42show@gmail.com. Use the numbers 42. Don't type out the words 42,
like
please.
Faraz usually does when he emails
It
us.
will not get through to us, and we will not
Which is
be
why
able...
we never answer any of Faraz's emails.
Oh, they're too long.
Our first email is from Gray Gary.
Senators answer my emails.
Does Gary call himself Gray Gary? Is that
Yes.
why? Okay. He said, thank you for not talking too much about the Transformers movies. They destroyed my childhood. No plot, no character development, nothing like the TV shows. Boo. Also, the death of Dinobot...
Seriously? Sad.
Also, the death of Dinobot rivals the death of Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
I have to agree with that. The death of Tom Hanks in Philadelphia is one of the most
Very sad.
Can I
one
tell
of the
you,
saddest scenes ever.
them saying no plot, no character development, like
There was no plot or character
That's-
development.
Clearly, they've never
I'm not
seen Fall
disagreeing.
of the... Dark of the Moon.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that's why I don't like action movies. I'm like, they're trying to make everything look big and flashy and oh my gosh, look what we could do with these special effects and everything.
You watch too much Michael Bay.
The movies are just not
The
good.
Dark Knight trilogy is an action trilogy.
Technically.
Yeah, there's tons of great action. Die Hard.
Die Hard. Die Hard's a great one to watch.
Home Alone 2.
John McClane has grown a lot over the years.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2, except for that one cameo somewhere in the middle.
There's a lot of action in Home Alone 2.
Elvis was in it.
Yeah. Yes.
Daniel Stern's
no, that
character
was the
grows a
first
lot.
Home Alone. It wasn't Home Alone 2.
That was Home Alone 2.
It was in the first Home Alone when she
If
is
you
talking
watch-
to the
Now I
person
don't know.
at
Watch
counter.
the Terminator movies. Honestly, Terminator 2 is one
Terminator's
of the
really
greatest
good.
ones.
Yeah.
The plot,
Yeah.
the character, everything.
Terminator 2 is phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a lot of great action movies.
All right, let's make me a list.
I just, it's Michael Bay ruined robots
Lethal
who
Weapon.
transform. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Before Mel got crazy.
Yeah.
we have
or-
another email.
Showed off how crazy he was.
There's even great action movies that really don't have much of a plot or character development. Like
Bad Boys.
Fury Road.
Bad Boys, I agree. Bad Boys is funny.
Mad
Fury
Max
Road.
Fury Road is phenomenal.
Great movie. There's
Visually,
There's no-
story-wise.
there's not a big gigantic plot to it, and there's no character development, and it's a crazy good movie.
But you know exactly what's going to happen, just like you watch it.
Sounds like a terrible movie.
Kevin
There's
Costner's Robin
no
Hood.
character development, no plot.
There is
It
some
doesn't
character
need
development,
to be.
but there doesn't need to be.
So
There's an
what's good about
entertainment
it?
purpose to it.
It's that one you got to watch. Can't
Fury-
really describe it.
Mad Max Fury Road is phenomenal. Visually, sound-wise,
That's what I mean. It's all for the flash. I want the story.
There is a story.
Uh...
All right, next email.
Nacy Loom says, did you hear the urban legend about a Japanese department store that mounted a smiling Santa nailed to a crucifix?
mounted.
Apparently, it was an attempt to adopt Western culture sometime after World War II, and someone got confused.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds creepy. Santa nailed to a crucifix.
Yeah, there's so many urban legends. You can't hear them all, but that's interesting.
That's what I'd like to see pictures of.
Yeah,
Sure, if you Googled Santa on a crucifix, you would
Yeah,
find
I know,
plenty.
but
you'd probably find some porn about that, too.
Probably.
All right, well, that's our Backstreet Boys.
Yay!
all right.
Nice. Good topic.
Hopefully,
That's
we'll
good.
find this episode in a year.
No, we're not going to lose any more episodes. I will find Dave Grohl. We have a lost Dave Grohl episode. I'm going to find it. That was a good episode.
Maybe by the time you're hearing this, we'll have already found it and have released it.
That's
And if
true.
not,
knows?
you now know the joke.
It'll be our unreleased demo that we can sue someone for.
I now understand how Tupac's been coming out with shit for the past 20-some years.
Explicit.
He lost it on, like, whatever, and now they're randomly finding it, like our Dave Grohl episode.
Well, without this podcast is probably one of the biggest podcasts out there, but last podcast on the left did a Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls episodes.
Biggie's better.
Ooh.
And they said that those guys at that time would just go in and record and record and record and record. And that's why there's so much Tupac material afterwards. It's just because that's all they did.
Well, a lot of
Who'd you
rap
like
is
more?
improvisational, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
Who'd you prefer?
I don't really know a lot of Tupac.
Would you like Biggie or Tupac for us?
I know
I've never been a fan of rap.
Nicole?
I don't know either. Of
I
them.
know
Really?
like two
None of their
Tupac
work.
songs, and that's it. So I would have to go with Biggie because I know more of
Biggie.
his songs.
Okay.
Well, there
Cool.
you go.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice.
I actually believe that with you.
Who, me?
No, him.
Him?
Oh, yeah, I could
Yeah, I
totally see
wasn't
him.
allowed to listen to rap music.
That sounds about right.
When I was-
That actually sounds about right.
Do you want to know who I was explicitly not allowed to listen to when I
Will
was
Smith.
growing up?
Hanson.
Nickelback.
That my dad actually would turn off Radio
You told
Disney.
us this before.
Mariah
Who
Carey.
was it?
NSYNC.
Aaron Carter.
It was Aaron Carter. My dad would turn off Radio Disney whenever an Aaron
Obviously,
Carter
your
song
dad
came
knew
on.
what Aaron Carter was going to become.
But it's just
He
because
looks like Christian Bale in The Machinist now.
Because he considered
Really?
that rap, and he was like, "You can't listen to that." I had a sheltered childhood.
I know. You still haven't seen Dumbo.
I know.
You couldn't listen,
There's so much heartbreak there. Maybe it was for my favor.
you couldn't even listen to like 80s rap in the very beginning before it was super
I don't even-
hardcore
I
and it
don't
was
even
really
know what-
fun.
No, I don't even know what 80s rap is.
Like early Run DMC.
No.
Run
and-
DMC, Beastie Boys,
No,
Beastie
I don't know
Boys.
any of them.
Young MC, MC
Yeah.
Hammer.
No.
No MC Hammer.
What's the one
MC Hammer
song?
is like the cleanest rapper out there.
What's the one MC Hammer song that everybody
Touch
knows?
This?
That one. That's the only one. But I don't know the words. I just know "Can't Touch It." Do 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 do.
What was the rapper that did You Got What I Need?
Oh, Biz Markie.
Biz Markie? No Biz Markie?
No.
Those are fun rappers.
Beastie
Biz
Boys
Markie
takes me
was the
back.
best
Yeah,
because
well-
no matter how bad of a singer you were, you could go and do the "Oh Baby You."
No Rapper's Delight?
No.
Oh.
I mean, believe me, if I could go back in time and redo my whole childhood so I could
So if you
listen
could
to all
turn
of these
back time-
things, if I could find a way, I would.
All right, well, on that note, I'm Christopher DeVos.
I'm Nicole Fasone.
I'm JL Tros.
I'm Faraz. Hey.
The Faraz.
We do it in the same order every time.
That's right.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why
And
I
because-
give us the
Okay.
script that
Yeah.
way.
All right.
So,
You're
Come on,
right. I'm
Chris.
wrong.
You're the one that told me it was like a clock.
That's what I say to my wife all the time.
Backstreet's over.
It's like
All right.
Bye, bye, bye.
Wrong group.
fare thee well.
You are no longer listening to Podcast 42.
Some of the stuff you just heard might have been embellished, made up, or just plain incorrect. In other words, don't use this show to write a book report with. You will get a bad grade. Just like all the hosts.
But I'm not done yet.
JL's Beer Cooler is written and performed by Cremo. Cremo is an award-winning actor and musician. For all things Cremo, including more great music, visit Cremo.com. That's spelled Craymo. He is on Twitter at Cremo. Facebook, just search Cremo Music, and also on YouTube under, you guessed it, Cremo.